a national tragedy has taken place here behind us. A stunning act of violence that took 6 lives and gravely wounded a popular congresswoman and 13 others.
Congresswoman Giffords is said to be holding her own, and right now it appears she continues to defy the odds.
We begin this morning with more on this wave of revolution sweeping the Middle East.
All of us on our team here on the ground spent a lot of time on these streets today. What does that banner say?
It says, Yuskut, Yuskut, Hosni Mubarak. Down, down, Hosni Mubarak.
This is what freedom looks like. It's hard to put to words. It's just an amazing thing.
What do you feel today? This is our today. This is our country. This is my Egypt.
A small number of anti-Gaddafi protesters exited the mosque and started to chant, "Down with the regime," and suddenly everything turned on a dime.
He just handed me his gun. I didn't realize until he put it in my hands. It's actually just made of plastic. It's a toy. Incoming rounds just landed in this area. Some of the rebels are now starting to flee.
Mr. President, watching the reportings of our correspondents in Libya, what it appears the rebels need is military equipment.
Momentum is shifting today in the battle for Libya.
In the last few minutes, they've come under attack. We're seeing something we haven't seen before. They're not running.
It is the gravest crisis Japan has faced, leaders say, since World War II. You get the sense that if it was just the quake, Japan would have quickly gotten back on its feet, but the tsunami seemed to knock it over the edge, over the brink.
They're yelling at us because they're saying that a tsunami is coming right now. They're yelling at everybody to get out of the way.
The water took everybody, listeners told us, all the patience.
Nuclear energy experts say this is shaping up to be the worst nuclear emergency since the 1986 Chernobyl disaster.
Even if this reactor was brought under control tomorrow, radioactive contamination will continue for weeks, maybe even months.
Good evening from a ravaged Tuscaloosa, Alabama tonight, the center of an epic tornado outbreak, the worst since the Depression era in this country. What happened to your house?
Our house got broke down.
Tough 24 hours, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
We are outside Buckingham Palace, and Meredith, you have waited a long time since November when this engagement was announced.
The girl next door, now a princess.
This was the people's wedding when they started calling for a second kiss, 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 and the Duke and Duchess obliged, gave them that second kiss.
The crowds were just going crazy.
This organization knows how to cover news better than any other organization. News happens, everybody knows what we want to do, everybody knows the mission.
Osama bin Laden, the most wanted terrorist in the world, the man behind the deadly 9/11 attacks that changed America, is dead.
It took 10 years to bring Osama bin Laden to justice. Put it in perspective.
The real issue, I think, this morning, Matt, is how much influence does Osama bin Laden still have?
A chapter is now over while a new one begins. A lot of people down in Ground Zero last night were using the word justice, and it seemed kind of appropriate. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, justice was served.
The real strength of NBC News are the people that work here.
People do this job because they feel that there's a purpose to this job.
You don't get people to put themselves into harm's way purely for the sake of making money or it being a job. It really is a higher calling.
It's an amazing group of people.